Welcome to the driver's seat. You are looking at this beautiful 2024 Audi Q8 e-tron Sportback. So I'll tell you what I like about it is it's fun to drive, it's very attractive, and it's very comfortable. It has massaging seats, head-up display. This is a true luxury vehicle. This is Volkswagen's luxury brand, and in many ways you could say they nailed it. For the Q8 e-tron, you have Premium, Premium Plus, and Prestige. We're driving the Premium Plus, about $80,000. When you look at this Q8 Sportback e-tron, strictly from what it is, which is a 5-door hatchback essentially, 4 doors, 5 passengers, hatchback. There are just so many other vehicles in this segment, not so much luxury side, a few like the Cadillac Lyriq, but on the non-luxury side, you've got Nissan Ariya, you've got the Mustang Mach-E, the Kia EV6, Hyundai Ioniq 5, and of course the VW ID4, which is the kind of younger sibling of this vehicle, because this is all part of the Volkswagen group. The starting price is in the 70s, but it can easily go into the 6 figures if you get into the SQ8 e-tron. But I like the way it drives, I like the way it looks. It's very sexy, it's very sporty, and it's comfortable. It's got massaging seats, head-up display, a lot of the features that you would expect for a vehicle in this price range. I feel like the interior is getting a little bit dated. We've been seeing the same instrument panel, virtual cockpit, etc. that Audi has shown us for the last 4 or 5 years. It might be time for kind of a refresh, or maybe the next generation, but it's very functional. I'm not complaining about it. It's very intuitive, and sometimes less is more. So they've really simplified the IP. As far as how it drives, love it. It's sporty, it's quick. What I don't love is the charging. But I don't like the charging about any electric vehicle, to be honest with you, unless I have a level 2 charger at home. So bottom line is you have a very sporty vehicle. Audi, like other German brands, are all in on electric, and it's not just because they love the environment, it's because their government's mandating it. So they're really ahead of the curve for what American government wants to do, what the EPA wants to mandate here by 2032, which is that 2/3 of all new light trucks and passenger cars will have a plug, essentially. And I think that's going to be a big challenge. Like most German car companies, Audi is all in on electric vehicles. Audi's part of the Volkswagen group, which also owns Electrify America. Back to this Audi Q8 e-tron Sportback. It's a very sporty vehicle. Let's call it a poor man's Taycan, in the sense that it's has room for 5. It's a hatchback. It's all electric. It's sporty. It's fun. So one thing about the e-tron is that it's become its own brand, but also all of this should start looking very familiar to you. And that's because depending on the trim level, you still get the same virtual cockpit. You get the same kind of 3 screens, I call them, and they really do a great job with it. This particular vehicle has the massaging seats, one of my favorites. There you go. But overall, it's been a lot of fun to drive this vehicle. It makes a lot of sense for luxury EV buyers, but not for everyone. It's plenty fast, as you can see. Smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable. It's great, but it's also an electric vehicle, which means you're going to deal with some charging issues like we've dealt with all week. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I do just want to talk about the vehicle itself. I think Audi's positioning itself nicely with several of these little sub-segments, and this is just one of them. And for people who have about $90,000 to spend, and want something comfortable, want something that looks good, has the Audi cachet, it's quick, this works. It works a lot better when you have a home charger, you have a level 2 charger at home. If you don't, and you're dependent on level 3 chargers, then like we were this week, it's becoming more and more of a challenge. Either they're not working or they're crowded. I waited 45 minutes and finally got a charge, and that took another 20 minutes, and that was to add about 150 miles of range. So there you have it. They did a nice job with the color combination with this gray and this kind of light gray interior with orange piping. But Audi's always done a great job with their designs. Exterior, interior, you name it. You know, Quattro is Audi's kind of patented all-wheel drive system, and with electric vehicles, it becomes a matter of motors, not so much the drive system. But this vehicle is technically a Quattro. As you can see, it handles quite nicely. Beautiful steering wheel. Just all of the materials, the surfaces, premium, exactly what you would expect from Audi. You know, VW is kind of their mainstream brand. Audi is their premium brand. Porsche is their performance brand. You know, electric cars, if you can afford them and if you have a charger at home, they're a lot of fun. Bottom line on this Q8 e-tron Sportback is that I love the way it looks, love the way it drives. I think it's priced a little high, but overall they've done a great job with it, and I wish it had a little more range. I wish it would charge a little faster. This one cannot take the 350 kilowatt charger. This one can take up to 170. So when you look at Electrify America, which is a VW brand, believe it or not, they have the 150 and the 350. So even if you can find the 350, which are pretty rare these days, it won't take it. It can only take up to 170. So you might as well just go for the 150. And it took us a while to charge. I got to tell you, I waited 45 minutes, and then it took another 20 minutes to add about 150 miles of range. But overall, love the way it looks. I think it's positioned nicely, but I also think that this is kind of a placeholder until the next generation of electric vehicles come out of the Volkswagen Group. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat.